Alright assassins, welcome to Colorado. It's finally time to get this mission underway, and we're gonna go and start with a bang by doing a ton of challenges. In this video, I'm going to be doing quite technical, scorched earth, someone could hurt themselves, the instructor, chemical warfare, the analyst, assume position, pill pusher, blasted, howdy partner, face off, unclean, cleaning up, hold my hair, the commander, tongue tied, the interrogator, tasteless, traceless, plot twist, the long way out, and no evidence. That's a ton of them. Let's watch the movie.
Good morning, 47. We have a lead on the Shadow client. ICA White Hats have traced the anonymous data received by our clients to one Olivia Hall, brilliant young hacktivist and suspect in a dozen cases of cyber vandalism. Using onion routing with state-of-the-art encryption, Hall went to a lot of trouble to stay untraceable. She is good, but we are better. Her digital trail has led us to a remote farm in Colorado, where satellite footage has revealed what appears to be the training camp for a private militia, led by an already registered target, Sean Rose, Australian environmental terrorist and explosives expert wanted for a series of public bombings. Rose was spotted near the scene of Thomas Cross's kidnapping, which makes him our prime suspect for the Shadow client. Spurred by Eric Sodas, the ICA Board of Directors has asked us to infiltrate the farm and eliminate Sean Rose, along with 3 other prominent militia members. Ezra Berg, retired Mossad interrogator, Penelope Graves, former Interpol anti-terror analyst, and finally Maya Parvati, former assassin and gunrunner for the Tamil Tigers. I'll be honest with you, 47. I consider Eric Soda's reasoning hasty and ill-advised. Now, we cannot go against the wishes of the board, but we can conduct our own investigation. Whether a direct threat to the ICA or not, we need to know the Shadow client's true agenda. I will leave you to prepare.
So a lot to do here, let's go ahead and get started.
Welcome to Colorado, 47. The militia has taken up HQ at an old apricot farm and appear to be training for a series of coordinated strikes, ranging from cyber attacks to full-blown guerrilla warfare. The Shadow client appears to unite specialists and radicals from all over the map. Mercenaries and terrorists, hackers and spies joined by an unknown common cause. Satellite scans indicate that the command room is below ground inside an old tornado shelter. Only Rose appears to have access, however, so to get inside, you will need to get creative. This environment is hostile and highly alert, so tread carefully. Good luck, 47.
Quite a daunting task in front of me, but I think we can do it. Let's go ahead and start this thing. I'm going to be listening to a lot of conversations to unravel some of the plot, as I always like to do.
Freak in the mask? What the hell are you talking about?
I was just at the security station watching the feeds. There's this creepy guy interrogating the hostage. He wears like a 3D printed mask.
Oh yeah, that must be Berg. Oh yeah, man, his interrogation techniques, totally just out-of-the-box stuff. Like truth serums, drugs, that kind of thing. But none of the rough stuff. No, they don't like to mark up their patients, so to speak. Those Mossad boys like things clean and efficient.
Berg. Ezra Berg? Yeah, man, I've heard of him. Chemical interrogation expert. I guess it's his makeshift lab they've set up. Word is he can make anyone crack.
Oh man, you don't know the half of it. I mean, the stuff this guy's into, get this. Drug-induced hypnosis, memory wipes, subliminal mind control. Shit's like witchcraft.
Glad I'm not the prisoner. Christ, this next-gen warfare makes my head spin. You know, just point me in a direction and tell me who to shoot, eh?
Oh, no. You'll get to shoot. Don't worry, there'll be plenty of that.
Well, whatever Berg's up to, he better work fast. Rose is itching for some Q&A.
So some backstory on Ezra Berg there. He likes to do some chemical interrogation. It's pretty shady stuff. I guess that's what the Mossad and the CIA are into nowadays. So again, it's a very hostile environment, so I'm definitely going to need a disguise in order to be able to move anywhere with any significance in here. So this guy just happens to be the victim today. So this is a malicious soldier disguise. And I think I'm going to stay around the perimeter for now. Gather what information I can. And look for opportunities where they arise.
Hell of a baptism by fire, man. You're telling me. I'm impressed. Of course, you don't hold a candle to Maya Parvati, the training director.
Yeah, I was wondering about her. Indian?
Sri Lankan. Get this. She used to be an assassin and gun runner for the Tamil Tigers. Her father was one of their leaders. Then, when the Tigers disbanded in '09, Parvati took work as a freelance pirate in the South China Sea. For... guess who? None other than the Maelstrom.
Ah, colorful.
Yeah. And then, a grenade took her arm. That was the end of it. Happened during an attack on a Hampson oil freighter.
How do you know that?
I worked security on that freighter. I fired the shell.
You did what? Jesus. Does she know?
Uh-huh. When I first got here, Parvati walked right up to me. You know what she said? Good shot.
Right. Well, that settles it. I'm in love.
That is Sean Rose, terrorist turned insurgent.
So pretty interesting backstory on Maya Parvati there. Gonna pick up this wrench here. And I'm gonna need this dude's disguise over there in the corner. Actually, I don't really need to have his disguise, but I really do need him out of the picture. And you'll see why momentarily. So let me wait until he comes into position. And then I'm gonna distract him. Get him in the corner. Alright. Ideally, I want him in here. Nobody's gonna come in here, so it's a good hiding spot for his body. Let me see if I can get him to come in here. As soon as he starts going, there we go. Throw another coin. Alright, and when he turns around, he's going to become a victim. Now this is the militia technician, and putting on this disguise actually unlocks a challenge called Quite Technical. Now the reason I got rid of him is because I'm going to create an oil leak here with the wrench. And that guy actually comes here to smoke, so he would set this whole thing on fire. That's why I needed him out of the way. Because now I'm going to wait for Maya Parvati to cross this path. That way I can blow her up with some fire. So it can take a few minutes or seconds, so I'll do some editing when she's crossing paths here. Okay, there she is. And as soon as she steps on the oil, boom.
Maya Parvati is down. Good work.
So if you burn her with a fire accident, you unlock the challenge Scorched Earth, and also someone could hurt themselves for killing someone in an accident.
Thinking about it? A weapon shows you who you really are. Either you press that trigger and stand up for yourself, or you don't, right?
Oh yeah. That's some deep cowboy shit, man.
No, it's more than a weapon, my friend. It's a relationship. Until death do us part.
Ah. Okay. Maybe you should see a head doctor, amigo. Because that shit makes no sense. See you around.
That little speech about his weapon kind of reminds me of the movie Full Metal Jacket. So this is Penelope Graves' diary. So let's read it. This is Penelope Graves' ledger containing her profiling notes on Sean Rose. Apparently he's got a rather severe case of OCD, and the ledger describes 3 recent situations that might be of interest. Desk, grandfather clock, and faucet. Rose is unable to medicate himself as a childhood episode with LSD rendered him hypersensitive to drugs of any kind. If you could get your hands on some hallucinogens, Rose could be going on quite a trip. 47. Excellent, so I might use that to my advantage. Also forgot to mention, once you do kill Maya the first time, you unlock the challenge, the instructor.
Mercenaries. I saw a couple of cicada guys arrive earlier. Then there's freedom fighters, intelligence specialists, cyber criminals, you name it. Half of these people probably fought each other at some point.
Oh man, that's not even counting the really freaky ones. Like left-wing terrorists like Sean Rose, corporate whatevers like Crest. And it's like the United Nations of assholes.
Yeah. And what the hell is an anarcho-primitivist?
You got me, and I don't want to know.
This is a powder keg. How does the boss even hope to unite these freaks?
The way he always does. Take them all, point them at a common foe.
That simple, huh?
Well, I mean, armies are easy enough to deal with when the bullets are flying. It's all the shit that comes after that you gotta worry about. Peacetime, when soldiers get bored, start getting ideas. I mean, that's when shit gets dangerous.
Okay, Sun Tzu. Let's cross that bridge when we get to it, huh?
There's a lot of dialogue in this map, and I'm going to be trying to show pretty much all of them in the next several episodes. So I'm going to create a gas leak by shooting that right there. And I'm going to kill Penelope Graves that way.
There's something else. Like, back in the day, it was a proud day when you joined a professional security detail, right? Like, you know, we had codes, right? Now you got all these roughnecks coming in from God knows where.
Yeah, I'm in the canteen and this guy's just eating like a pig. Sucking his fingers, making animal sounds. What the hell is that?
Oh, those tech guys, jeez. The other day I was firing a few rounds. One of these wimpy little kids yelled out the window telling me to keep it down. I was like ready to do some serious damage, but the boss told me to back down. It's just sad.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a chat with the boss one of these days. They can't be doing
That
this.
is Penelope Graves, acclaimed anti-terror analyst. Strange to see her as part of this crowd.
All right. Okay, I need to clear my head and have some privacy here. Look, I appreciate that you've been assigned to protect me, but please just leave me alone for a few. Hey there. I'm, Penelope Graves, the new analyst. So I've got my first real meeting with Sean Rose in a few. Anything you think I should know about him?
Apart from the compulsiveness, he's all right. Pretty demanding, if you ask me, but nothing I haven't experienced before.
Uh-huh. Is that the general feeling among the men in the camp?
I've heard him arguing with Pavati a few times. Mostly about the training. She's a tough one, though. Hard as hell. No way he's gonna get one over her.
So Penelope is definitely the odd one of the four. And you can see the gas leaking from that canister that I shot earlier. And as soon as she crosses near it, I'll kill her in an explosion accident. Like so.
Excellent work, 47.
So if you kill her that way, you unlock the challenge Chemical Warfare. And also the analyst for killing her for the first time. Ah, damn it. Non-target killed. Ah, man, if you're good, that explosion shouldn't kill anybody except Penelope. I guess I lost a silent assassin on this run. But that's okay. That shouldn't have happened. Just use your imagination on that one. So next up, I'm going to need some things from this garage here. So I'm going to have to wait for the right timing to take out these guys.
I just watched an interview with that billionaire presidential candidate last night. You know, the one with the famous hairdo. That guy seems so well composed and has such a refined academic way to use his arguments, flanked with well-researched facts and figures. You know, he's honest and trustworthy. What you think?
I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear all of those sentences. In fact, I don't even think I know you. Who are you? Who are you and why are you talking to me? Stranger.
You know what? Screw you. You don't respect me. We're through. I'm done with you.
Okay, relax. I'm sorry, okay? This day has just sucked since I got out of bed this morning. It's not your fault, I know. Sorry, my friend, sorry. Let's just leave this, conversation.
So reference to Donald Trump there, of course. There was another reference to him in Bangkok, actually. Some guy sitting near the front of the hotel. What I really like about this map is that a lot of the conversations are random. So these guys can have different conversations depending on when you sneak up on them. So I'm gonna try to distract them with some weapons. There's different ways to deal with these two guys, but I'll try some different things here.
So if we had someone...
See, so the guy inside saw the weapon. He's gonna come around to grab it.
Who keeps leaving their weapons behind?
Alright, and Ezra just walked in the garage, which is terrible timing. He does patrol in here from time to time, but it makes my job a little bit more difficult trying to get rid of this guard here. The timing just got unlucky for me, is all. I think I can still take care of him, though. So I can see how easy it would be to get rid of Ezra Berg here. But I'm not going to kill him just yet. I want to kill him in a different way.
That is Ezra Berg, former Mossad interrogator. His services are in demand at the moment.
So let me wait a little bit for the guy who was taking the weapon away to come back. Because I actually need his disguise. It's one of the things that I came for in this garage shed. And looking at my mini-map, looks like he is making his way back right now. I also have to wait for Ezra to leave this shed. Can't believe how unlucky I got with the timing. But looks like he's finally leaving. So I could just wait for him to turn around and then hop in there, but this fuse box is just begging me to push on it. So that's what I'll do. And actually, if I subdue him right in front of the fuse box, sometimes people from far away can see. So I'm actually going to try to lure him a little bit more this way with a coin. You know, I could have done this a lot easier, taking care of these two guys. I made it more complicated than it had to be, honestly.
Resolved. Okay, let's see.
See, there's some guys there in the distance that sometimes they'll see you taking out this guy. But I should be okay here. So I'm gonna put him in here, and then I'm gonna take his disguise. Actually, I'll take his disguise first, just so there's no mix-ups. So this is the Militia Elite disguise, and there is a challenge for it called Assume Position. And then if you pick up the drugs here, you unlock the challenge Pill Pusher. If you pick up the Nitroglycerin, you unlock Blasted. And you don't need the Nitroglycerin for now, but that's one more challenge for me to unlock. And there's Ezra and his victim that he's trying to interrogate. Basement key here, going to be important to pick this up. And actually, there's some intelligence here. So let me read this real quick. Notes containing observations on Ezra Berg's chemically assisted interrogation of the prisoner. It read like a student's observations of a master's work and dutifully notes Berg's questions and the mixtures he creates in his makeshift lab. It also notes that Berg frequently uses his Bunsen burner for his experiments and a reminder to keep all flammables away from the lab. Sounds like an opportunity to me, but I'm not going to be making use of it this time around.
Another thing that really bugs me is the lack of respect for the dead. I mean, we have like 3 generations buried here. I mean, my family are patriots, for Christ's sake. Always standing up for the red, white, and blue. It's a disgrace, I tell you. They deserve a hell of a lot better.
True. They could have handled the situation better.
And my mom's grave. I mean, you can't even tell where the fucking place is anymore because they ran those big fucking Humvees over it. I mean, you kind of worry if these people are even real Christians, right?
Calm down. I'm sure they'll make it up to you. See you around.
So looks like this guy might be the owner of the property.
Good job, recruit.
So we've read and heard a lot about Sean Rose's OCD, and we're going to try to trigger it with the hallucinogens that I got in the garage by lacing his cigarettes and then triggering him to come smoke them. Now there's a little Easter egg challenge here called Howdy Partner, and basically you have to throw an apricot at this commander's head. I don't know why you have to throw it at his head, but you just do. You have to throw it at his head.
You, what do you think you're doing? This is not a dump site.
And then after you throw it at his head, you can come here around the side and turn on the radio. If you just turn on the radio, it won't work. For some reason, you gotta throw that apricot at his head. But that will unlock the challenge Howdy Partner. And you can see those recruits dancing around like good old hillbilly rednecks. Good stuff. So let's finally infiltrate the house here. Camera doesn't matter too much. I am going to delete the evidence in here. It's probably my favorite aspect of the map.
That thing made Ezra Berg's interrogation mask.
That's what it does. It's a 3D printer. It prints things in, wait for it, 3 dimensions.
I know what it does. I just have a hard time grasping it. Could we print out our own weapons?
Sure. Maybe a small gun for something really specific. It's beautiful tech for assassins, but old school weapons are still cheaper and more reliable.
So I hear Rose had his own face scan for 3D masking after he saw Berg's mask. One of the hackers keeps the facial data on his laptop.
He probably needs it for some kind of operation.
Or he just wants to keep it for himself.
Wearing a mask of yourself. That takes narcissism to a whole new level. You daft shit.
So that's definitely some useful information. I can have access to Sean Rose's face, which is going to give me access to the tornado shelter.
Berg is tied up in the interrogation room. He's one of the enemy's couriers.
Heralds. They call themselves heralds, posh bastards. The enemy uses them to communicate with their in-world operatives, just so there's no direct contact.
The boss got one of them in Johannesburg, didn't he? Shot him dead in an underground car park. So why keep this one alive?
The interrogator, Ezra Berg, has a way with people. He's got more drugs than God out there in his makeshift lab. I'm willing to bet the dapper little shit knows more than he's leading on. Berg will make him talk.
Heralds. Huh. I have to admit, it's got a ring to it.
So that dialogue adds a little bit of comprehension to some of the previous events we've seen here. If you remember one of the cutscenes, somebody getting shot in Johannesburg, that's what he was talking about. And that takes care of the evidence by shooting that right there. And if you remember, to trigger Sean's OCD, it mentioned something about the grandfather clock, his desk, and also the faucet. So I've tampered with the grandfather clock. I can tamper with a couple of other things to trigger the OCD.
Tonight was interesting.
Oh, right. You were doing that bomb trigger for Rose. How's it work exactly?
Yeah, so Rose is building an explosive battery unit for a Link 4 smartwatch.
All right, for the next target. It's this Devereaux guy?
Right. But Rose wants to control the time of detonation, so I designed this software trigger, works by email. Devereaux checks it, the virus infects the watch, triggers the charge, and boom.
Well, that is hardcore. Man, these people don't piss about.
Yeah, well, still beats working at a bank.
So keep this watch battery in mind for a future episode. But for now, there's the laptop with the 3D face of Sean Rose that we just heard about. And that's going, again, to give me access to the basement shelter, because that is locked by face scan. Sean Rose's face. So go ahead and print it. Make sure no one's looking. And then while that's printing, I'm actually going to come in here. Although the door is locked, I forgot about that. That's alright, we can go around here, the porch. Basically trying to get into Sean's room. There is one guard here, of course. But I'll smack him silly. There we go. Now go ahead and dispose of the body. So there's the watch battery that the hacker was talking about. Not going to use that this episode, but stay tuned in a future one for that opportunity. So again, let's trigger Sean's OCD by messing with the faucets. You need to trigger 2 out of the 3, so grandfather clock, the faucet, and his desk. If you trigger 2 of the 3, he will actually go smoke those cigarettes outside. But just for fun, I'm going to tamper with all 3. And once you do trigger his OCD, you unlock the challenge Unclean. And there is the face mask. I'm going to take that for later. By getting the face mask, you unlock the challenge Face Off, of course. Gonna wait for this dude to move out of the way before heading back to Sean's room. He's gonna have some fresh air out on the porch, but once he comes back in, then I can make my move. Alright, so now all I have to do is wait for Sean to come up to the room and get triggered by his messy pencils here. So it can take a while, so I'll probably do a little bit of editing here until he comes inside. Alright, there he is. He's the boss.
Who the hell would do this? It was perfect. Sadists. A lot of them. It hurts just to look at it. 1, 2, 3.
Alright, so since he has triggered himself, he needs a smoke to calm down. But if you remember, I spiked the cigarettes with hallucinogens, which he had a bad experience with in the past. So this is going to be quite the opportunity. Basically gonna follow him out on his little smoke break.
Think about,
Anyways, enough talk. Push up time. Drop and give me 100.
strong.
I'm trying.
Strong.
I'm trying.
Sturdy. Symmetrical. Think about, well, that's not... I don't feel... No, that's not right. That's not right! It's not right. How? No. What? No. What is that? Oh God, no! What the hell is happening? What is happening? This is bad. Oh jeez, I'm covered. Oh, I'm covered in all. Oh God, they're everywhere. Oh, get them off. Get them off. Jeez, no, I'm clean. Unclean. I gotta get it off. Get it off.
So he's freaking out, and I'm gonna take this opportunity to drown him. Nice. Now there is a crate outside that you can dump his body in, but nobody's gonna come in here, so it's not worth it. So once you kill him by drowning him, you unlock the challenge cleaning up, also hold my hair, and then finally the commander if it's the first time you've killed him. So 3 challenges there. And now we only have 1 target left, Ezra Berg. Now if you remember, I did get the basement key from the garage, and that will allow me to gain access to this area.
Busy guy, Dr. Berg.
Wonder what he's so busy with.
Bet he's going to check and see if that shipment's been located yet.
Alright, so I'm gonna clean up the basement here. Gonna distract this guard. There's the prisoner. Poor prisoner. Gonna wait for him to fix it, and then take care of him. Alright, we're doing good here. And then, let me see what I can do. Let me conceal this weapon so I can pick up the other one. Did not mean to turn that on. I'm trying to pick up the weapon here. Alright, so I can increase the serum here. And that will unlock the challenge tongue-tied. And now Ezra Berg should be making his way down over here. Now there's a lethal syringe up here, by the way. Sticking that poor teddy bear. And I think I'll use that to get rid of Ezra. I thought I brought my own, but I guess I didn't. That's alright though, since there is one here. So I'll just wait for Ezra. Might do a little bit of editing again. Alright, here he is. And I have to be quick because his bodyguard is coming in behind him. You can see his bodyguard coming down the stairs right now. There we go. So the interrogator unlocks by doing Ezra's kill, and also tasteless traceless for the poison. Can use Sean Rose's mask to get in here and unlock the challenge plot twist.
Sean Rose was not the Shadow client. That much is clear. Whoever commands the militia, they got out just in time. Look around, 47. We're getting closer.
So once I exit, I'll also unlock the challenge The Long Way Out and No Evidence by leaving no evidence in this run. So enjoy the cutscenes here at the end. You can see some pretty familiar pictures up here on the wall.
Some kind of network. Power plants from all sectors.
Familiar faces, too. Thomas Cross. Klaus Strandberg. Ether. And that's missing banker Eugene Cobb. Well, well.
There's a name. Providence.
What? No. No, it can't be.
The Hidden Hand. Thought they were a myth.
A hypothesis, nothing more. The idea that a small cabal of kingmakers, controlling enough corporate and political leaders, could effectively run the world in secret.
Maybe not so hypothetical.
Keep looking, 47. We need full disclosure.
Alright, so pretty interesting. And if you look at some of these pictures, they're previous targets from other Hitman games.
Beldingford, Delvade. The Shadow client has been tracking you for decades.
Now, how is that possible?
It isn't. Every one of those missions were branded as unsolved or accidents. He must have been looking for a pattern, a certain MO, which would mean...
He knows me.
Well, at least this shortens the list.
Found something.
Sodas? But that would mean... Providence has infiltrated ICA, and Eric Sodas is their operative. Bastard! It all fits. He was the one who persuaded the rest of the ICA board to greenlight this operation. This changes everything. Get out, 47. We got what we came for.
What about the Shadow client?
He is no longer our primary concern. ICA has been compromised. I always wondered if Providence was real, but I never actually... I will need to confer with the board, but mark my words, 47. This will have consequences.
Alright guys, hope you enjoyed the episode. In the next few, we'll be doing more challenges in Colorado. Thanks for watching. Be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one.
Rose is gone.
It was me, wasn't it? They tracked me. I don't believe it. I took every precaution.
Rose knew the risks. They all do. You did well, Olivia. I am proud of you. Now listen. The ICA knows about you. They kept you alive because they needed you, and now they don't. We won't talk again. Not until the storm is over.
I don't like it. This man, you know what he's capable of. You need to end this now.
I ran away as a boy. My friend and I, away from that place. We came upon a small farming community. The people were dirt poor, but this woman, she took us in. We were awakened the next morning by the shots. A dozen people lay face down in the snow. Our warden didn't like to leave witnesses. They shot the woman and her family last. They made sure that we watched the whole thing. This is your gift, the warden told us. Your gift and your curse. Touching lives only by ending them.
You know him.
Better than anyone.